Adamites, President, tell me, how exactly would the Proud Warrior race and the monstrous bug people successfully copulate with such differing anatomy?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Team Fun. This is Tabletop Tuesday, and we are playing Cosmocracy. So, this is how it's going to work. We are all leaders in the Intergalactic Senate.
Yes.
I, Noah, am the Adamites.
I, Hannah, am a human.
I, Michael, am the Shapeshifters.
I'm Captain Triggerfish of the Time Tunas. Where am I showing this to? Am I shooting to that one? That one.
And I'm the space whale.
Nope, I'm saying this right now. Well, the space whale doesn't argue any point.
It's gonna take 20 minutes.
I've seen the future.
Yikes. I'm an android.
Awesome. So, we're going to go ahead. We're going to pull an issue card, and depending on what it says, either a race card or a matter card. The first two candidates be pulled from this deck.
Do you want to shuffle up?
We'll do bait. I shuffled them.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh, cool.
I know what I'm doing. It's not my first rodeo in the Intergalactic Senate. So, let's go ahead and jump on into this. We're going to have our first two delegates will be the humans. I did shuffle, I swear. And the time!
Oh, yes.
All right, the humans, you will be able to choose pro or con because we pulled you first.
Can't wait.
Our issue is punishing the energy beings for their crimes against the galaxy. Delegate of the human race, do you want to be pro or con?
Pro.
All right. Time Tunas, you are con.
Perfect.
I will moderate. You have 30 seconds to go ahead and state your case. Humans, we are starting with you.
We need to punish the energy beings for their crimes against the galaxy.
Cool, you can read.
Yeah. It's really important because they hate whales, they hate tuna, they hate tiny things. Equity for tiny things. Shapeshifters, they hate all the things, so they hate anything. They've hurt you guys and everything you've ever shapeshifted into. They have to pay. It's the only way we will stop them. Vote pro, vote yes for punishing the time.
All right.
Energy beings.
Delegates from the Tunas.
Wow, the human candidate might have you believe that this issue is black or chunk white. That's it, mic drop. That is fully not the case. What group among us have not committed crimes against the galaxy? Some of us are fat fishes with terrible voices. Some of us have in fact impersonated other people, different races at some point in time. I don't recall it. Some of us like free stuff or voted Trump.
All right,
Yep. Good.
All right. So now we get to go ahead. Everyone who did not debate gets to ask a question if they wish, starting with the space whales.
I'm not going to ask in the voice. What were... Do I have to direct it at one of the debaters?
Or both. Your
What
choice.
were the crimes?
The energy beings have hurt us all. They like to fry our televisions and our other our other electronics with their energy beams because they're energy beings, and they also try to electrocute all of you, and that's particularly dangerous in the water.
What the human candidate is saying is that we should punish the energy beings for simply who they are. And that seems unfair. We can't help what we come from or where we are. Sometimes things don't mix like water or oil. However, if you are inside of one of those two things, who are you?
Delegate of the Android community.
Human. I feel like you have a personal vendetta with the energy beings. What have your interpersonal relations been?
The energy beings and I and our people could be great friends, but they keep bringing their wrongs against us. I mean, you, the androids, of all of the creatures here should know you're the ones who are most susceptible to their energy ways. They could, like, fry your circuits, and then you're all dead. So I want to be friends with them, but they need to serve their time first.
Oh, you first, Tiny.
I have no questions, actually.
Then I believe I have a question. For the humans. On our home planet of Shapeshiftia, we have discovered that after having all our televisions fried, we all read a great deal more books. And it turns out that our education and our test scores across the entire planet have gone up 50% since the energy beings' alleged crimes. Can you tell us how punishing them would it then benefit us?
We need to hold our brethren responsible for their crimes, even when positive outcomes happen, because if it was just frying your television and encouraging you to read books this time, next time it could be killing your children. And there's no positive outcome there. We have to punish them.
I have too many children. Tuna, would you care to weigh in?
I agree. Too many children is not the way to go. Chicken of the sea.
That felt shoehorned in.
I'm sorry, Shapeshiftia.
All right, so now those of us who are not part of this, we get to vote by placing either the pro or con side of your card down.
We do not get to vote. Tuna.
Is everyone ready? 3, 2, 1.
Success.
All right, so
I feel like
you get 1 vote.
the energy beings just don't know their power.
You get
You know?
3 votes.
It's not their fault.
I'm glad that my rhetoric
All right.
struck an Alba chord with all.
That was good.
Back at it.
All right. Put this at the bottom.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty well.
Our next 2 delegates,
Catfish.
the Adamites
Uh-oh.
and the androids. We are debating
I think that there's a thumb per scale.
legalizing marriage
Ooh.
between the monstrous bug people
Oh, yeah.
and the proud warrior race. All right. I'm going to be pro.
Oh, well, of course you are. You're pro
Do you want me to
equality.
time? Your,
Yeah, absolutely.
your debate? It's 30 seconds each.
30 seconds each.
And begin.
We, the Adamites, strongly believe it is okay for the monstrous bug people and the proud warrior race to marry. We have been using both for the resources, the strong workers of the monstrous bug people, and the proud warrior race for their fighting skills. Combining them, letting them provide offspring, will grow our productivity and allow our armies to be that much stronger. Let the proud warrior race creatures.
And done.
Okay. I'm okay.
And begin.
I don't do accents well. I think this is a terrible idea because the proud warrior race is just in it for themselves, and like relative in size and strength, they're just it's more of a power move than it is. It's not about love. When you take love out of marriage, and like really, what's the point? And they're just bigly, and I can't get past that. So they're bigly people, and they're just in it to crush the.
And done.
I disagree, but I
Otherwise.
defend your right to say it.
Yikes.
So,
Questions?
Can I ask 2 questions? No, that's
For
fine.
one.
I don't need
For
it. Okay. So you're talking about marriage as only like a production of children, but what about marriage for marriage's sake? Like disregarding the whole like having children thing, because here in the galactic future we have children whenever we want to. So like, what do you say to that, both of you?
well, first off the bat, great question. When
Thank you, Barack.
taking marriage for marriage's sake, we have to understand marriage means a lot of different things in a lot of different cultures. who are we to define what marriage's sake is by our own standards? Marriage's sake could be for the production of good, strong, healthy workers. Marriage's sake could be for love. But it is not on us to decide that. It is on them.
I just don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, you got me there.
I believe the shapeshifters have a question. Adamites, President, tell me, how exactly would the Proud Warrior race and the monstrous bug people successfully copulate with such differing anatomy?
Genetic testing, combining things, let's say, in a lab. I leave it up to the two of them to find a way to make it work. It is not us to get involved. But if they can find a way, why should we stop them?
I suppose life finds a way.
Life always finds a way.
Captain Triggerfish of the Time Tuna.
Recognized?
My beautiful fat wife is a space whale, and I hate her. Why should interracial marriage be allowed?
You hating your wife is limited to you? Why should others not be able to find love because you hate your wife? That sounds like a personal thing, not my place to get involved. But I think the fact that you have the freedom to hate your wife and still be married is important.
Yes.
What is the relation between the monstrous bug people and the Proud Warrior race?
Right now they're at odds, and I think that allowing them to marry each other is just going to create more problems ultimately, because they're only getting involved with each other as in a sense of an overtake as opposed to an equal relationship. Also, there are way more of the monstrous bug people, and I don't know, it just doesn't add up to me.
But isn't this an opportunity to allow this law of marriage to bring peace to two warring races? You bring that across my desk. I will see it through.
I think it's time for us to vote now.
It is time for us to vote.
Yikes.
So you were pro, and the androids were con, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cold and calculating like an android.
Okay, debate is over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Ready?
Set.
Go. Oh, so we each get 2. All right.
I thought the colonization, that argument was pretty strong. Yeah. All right.
Freedom to hate
Yeah.
my beautiful fat wife. That's all I'm looking for in this world for everybody.
All right. So
Love and support.
we're off to our next 2, which would be the
So do these
last
go
thing.
to the bottom?
What?
Do these just go to
Yeah,
the
these
bottom?
will go to the bottom because we still need them for future race arguments. This is important. So, I believe the space whales are on top, so they will get to pick. We are going to see you two argue. Holding the brain-sucking parasites responsible for the disappearance of spacesuit butt flaps.
I am going to be pro.
Okay. So,
Oh, pro
Where's
warrior
my-
responsible.
Yeah.
I see. Is it you're pro no butt flap?
so
Really?
in 3, 2,
point.
1, go.
As Representative Rula, I very much agree that we need to hold the brain-sucking parasites responsible for stealing the spacesuit butt flaps. They know how important those are to a lot of the races. And the lethal farts that a lot of the different races create, this could kill the galaxy if we don't have the butt flaps to hold in the farts of the individual races. They don't kill the other races. This is very important.
Time.
And
All right. Delegate of the Shapeshifters, begin.
What's really important here is proper fashion decorum, and I believe spacesuit butt flaps are things best left forgotten. Also, as shapeshifters, we have no concern of where our farts come from, since we can move that location at will. Whether these brain-sucking parasites truly were responsible for the loss of the butt flaps, or if it was just coincidence that many people's minds changed all of a sudden about whether they wanted to have them or not, I think we will benefit from it, and let ingenuity decide what will happen with the farts in a much more fashionable setting.
Well done there at the end. All right. That was time to us.
My beautiful fat wife has some of the worst farts. Representative Rule. Would we not be better suited with no butt flaps, so perhaps those farts have places to go other than into their husband's tuna nostrils?
No, the issue is that the farts are safe for the individual race. So if as a fat fish, if my fart will not kill me, but it could very well possibly kill another race if they are exposed to it. That's why we need to keep the farts contained for the betterment of everybody cohabitating in the galaxy.
Yes. Chicken of the sea and such.
I was gonna ask my question before I figured what it is. Cool. So, Representative Rule, I feel like you're only concerned about the races that fart, and I don't really see any other benefit of having the butt flaps as an android that doesn't fart, because we've programmed ourselves in a way where we're not as offensive as the fat fish race. Shade. So can you give me another compelling reason as to why the butt flaps matter? Hashtag butt flaps matter.
Well, and we applaud the androids for being so far developed that you don't have to worry about the farts. But it's not the case with a lot of the other races. So, and I know how much you love your friends, your friends from the different races, and
I only deal with other androids, thank you. I don't think other races belong to them.
okay, interesting choice.
Put a wrench in the works.
But I do think you have to think beyond the android race and what is the betterment for the whole galaxy. This beautiful, vibrant pattern that we all create together.
May I also weigh in on this question?
Be my guest.
I agree with the androids. If you're truly using such advanced technology as we all have access to, and by advanced I mean just regular technology that we're all used to, it should seem that we would all find a way to deal with our farts, whether it's simply by redirecting them, like the very smart shapeshifters handle, or programming them out, or perhaps just taking some sort of Beano-type pill to deal with your farts, and not have unsightly butt flaps.
Just the way you say Beano.
I think Beano would be very helpful.
So,
Oh my god.
in order to create some sort of responsibility to be held here, we have to understand that not all butt flaps are created equal.
Hashtag not all butt flaps.
Hashtag not all butt flaps. So, with that, what regulations are we going to put in place to make sure the butt flaps are strong enough to withhold each species' farts?
Well, I'm leading a new committee of the Intergalactic, the Intergalactic Council?
It's a very new committee.
It's canon.
The Intergalactic Council that the different races are a part of, and that we're going to regulate this because we know that there's an issue, and we know that the brain-sucking parasites they've been really, they're trying to fuck with everybody by stealing them. And so we know that we need better butt flaps, and so we're going to regulate it so it's equal for everybody to make sure that we're keeping in the monstrous farts.
The counter argument?
If anything, I believe the proper regulation would be no butt flaps at all. So I would hold that Contrary to being held responsible, they should be commended for the disappearance of these butt flaps.
All right, so
I still have a question.
I'm sorry. We, the tiny people, recognize the normal-sized people. Ask away.
Thanks for your permission, Adamite. I have a question for Rula. So when you say that you want to hold them responsible, the brain-sucking parasites responsible, do you mean that you want to rename them the butt flap sucking parasites? Or do you have another method to hold them responsible?
Well, we know that they're very crafty and they're very smart, and we know that they're just trying
so many brains.
They're just trying to prove a point. So we are going to hold them responsible by finding them and then also making them core of this council to regulate the butt flaps because they have so much knowledge about them. So we're going to hold them responsible, and we're actually, by doing that, we're going to make butt flaps better for everybody in the galaxy.
I don't need butt flaps.
Well, for those of us who need them, who aren't so lucky to be as advanced.
Thank you.
All right. Ready to vote? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, equal.
Oh, all right. So, I was really hoping there'd be someone else with one. So
Nope,
the
it's
humans, the humans will be in the final round, and those of us with 2, we're going to rock paper scissors. Jaechelle, you me first.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
1. All right. And who is you two? Same.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Okay. 3. All right.
All right, Rula. You and me.
So
I literally haven't played rock, paper, scissors in years. That was so much fun.
that's the next episode of Team Fun Tabletop. All right. So humans, you guys can go ahead. Be first. We're going to shuffle all the races.
I don't like the picture of the humans. He looks scary.
He looks just like me.
You look like Freddie Mercury.
I always thought so.
Tell me what you think about that in the comments.
All right. So the issue with less points, I'm gonna have you.
Yeah,
shoot
I'm
pro or
losing
con.
as usual.
bless
I lose
you.
every game on this channel.
Legalizing warp 11 engines for medical purposes. Take your time to think about this.
I'm gonna be pro.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay.
And go.
So Warp 11 engines are great. Everybody likes them. You know, you have some Warp 11 engines in your basement, and then you just have some snacks and you hang out with your friends. Like, there's no reason that it's illegal. So let's make it legal, at least for medicinal purposes, right? Because, like, if you have cancer or you have some other, like, illness, you need a little joy, a little pain relief in your life. Warp 11 engines are the way to that. Legalize.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
So legalizing Warp 11 engines only benefits Big Engine. We know how addictive this is, and there's a reason why it has not been regulated or it has not been legalized. And when you try to get off Warp 11 engine, it's way worse. You require a lot more drugs. This is a ploy by Big Engine.
Disagree.
All right.
I was like, can I go first?
Yes, enter a delegate.
I forget my question really fast. So, Warp 11 engines have been huge in the Android community for obvious reasons. I would like to know what the steps are after legalization, as to say that all of the incarcerated androids who have been found, like, picked up by the authorities with small amounts of Warp 11 engine on them, what are you going to do about, what's the follow-through
Yeah, this is a great question, and this is exactly why we do need to legalize Warp 11 engines for medicinal purposes, because, right, it has all these negative impacts in various communities, particularly like the android community. So we'll have the attorney generals of every state and planet look back and grant amnesty to those who have been wrongly imprisoned or otherwise convicted of crimes that really were not crimes at all. They were just people, androids, having a little fun.
All right.
And my plan is to rehabilitate them. Big Engine has been targeting these communities to get them hooked on Warp 11 Engine. And we know that this is a big problem, so we need to rehabilitate those who have been infected by this drug. And then we need to eradicate it from the galaxy.
So short-sighted of you.
What say the two of you to claims that Warp 11 engines are gateway drugs to Warp 12 engines, Warp 13 engines, and spacecraft?
If I may, the science just does not support that. All evidence points to the fact that things like rocket fuel, rocket alcohol, are much more addictive and much more likely to be gateway drugs to Warp 12 engines. Warp 11 engines really quite safe. It's like drinking coffee.
That's exactly what Big Engine wants you to think. Is all I have to say about that.
The representative from the Shapeshifters is just curious. Have both of you tried Warp 11 engine before?
I'm proud to say that I have used Warp 11 engine for medicinal purposes only. I had back pain, and it was great. I think that should be legal.
As a fat fish, our bodies, I consider my body a temple. I would never go near Warp 11. I've seen what it does to my friends and to some of my family members. Stay away.
No further.
Captain Triggerfish of the Time Tuna. As a tuna, my understanding of science is limited, so if you could perhaps explain to me how Warp 11 engines provide medicinal relief, it would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. I would be happy to.
Walk this through step by step. Assume I know nothing about this.
Okay, so you're familiar with our android brethren.
Correct.
Right? And oftentimes, androids, they just need to have a little fun. They need to relax a little bit. Their joints get squeaky. And you can plug one of these Warp 11 engines right into their ports. And right. And then there's like smoke coming out the other end of the Warp 11 engine, and they feel a lot better. There are chemicals in the engine. Yeah, and those and those chemicals make them feel better as they're synthesized in the body.
Do those chemicals do anything? They are perhaps in the air in trace amounts. Could I get sick from them at any point in time?
No, you'd have to be like in a very tiny spaceship with somebody using Warp 11 engine. Like you'd have to really be doing it purposefully.
Yes.
So it's really not going to be like a second-hand Warp 11 engine issue.
Yes.
Exhaust issue. Yeah.
Simple.
All right.
Easy as A, B, chicken of the sea.
Exactly.
Moving the mic away from me. All right, guys.
Wait, I can answer it too, right?
Can you square?
Tell me what Big Engine thinks about this question.
I just think that one of the facts that we're overlooking here is that my human counterpart, she just got a huge donation from Big Engine. From Big Engine. She is working for them.
Can't be proven.
Warp 11 engines are going to ruin the lives of many throughout our galaxy. Let's rehab everybody who has been affected by it.
The androids. No,
let's rehab everybody that's been affected by it, and then let's get this ugly drug.
Rehabilitate means incarcerate.
All right. Ready, guys? Everyone pick your side. We pro or con. 3, 2, 1. Wow.
Wait, the androids were...
Wait, oh, my bad.
I just feel the reveal at the end. Getting a payoff by Big Engine. Truly through the doors.
She's working really hard about campaign finance reform.
So with that is our game, and Hannah, for the human delegate, is the president of the galaxy. Can I see my mug real quick? The black one. I think it's important to recognize Hannah Lupian, or whatever. 20XX. All right, guys, that is our channel. That is our show. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Check us out. Also, at the beginning of April, we will be doing a very special WrestleMania week. It'll be one episode a day leading up to WrestleMania. Wrestling board games, video games, whatever you can imagine. We'll be working with pro wrestling sheets, so please check it out. It should be great. Until then, catch you on the flip side.
Hashtag butt flaps matter.
And watch out for Big Engine. Its influence is everywhere.